A Computer Law Guide. Chapter 1. Computer laws go from censorship to security, theft of digital information. Computer law info. Nobody owns the Internet. For the most part, it's a private enterprise open to anyone who wants to be part of it. The rule of thumb is that the same laws apply as in the real world, generally laws of theft, fraud, misrepresentation, libel, misleading advertising, negligence, defamation, privacy, copyrights, trademarks and domain names, trade secrets, hacking, obscenity, etc. The same standards of business conduct apply. Professionalism in sales, the treatment of customers and the use of their mailing list information should be followed. At the very least, use good netiquette to avoid hassles. Practice good business sense regardless of the law and you will be all right. By the same token, the Internet is wide open for scams and deceptions of all kinds, so watch yourself and deal with only reputable companies that have a presence in the real world like Sony and Toyota, that others have rated as credible on opinion websites or that have matched some standards set by some website guardian outfit. Both the FCC.gov and the FTC.gov as well as other government agencies and governments are trying to set protocols to regulate the Internet. Pretty well all the laws that apply in real life apply in cyberspace. You can't put out misleading advertising, steal someone's identity, use a fake name in business, lie to hype up stocks, etc. In the US, the FBI has set up the Internet Fraud Center at ic3.gov. Canada has fightspam.gc.ca, figtterrelep.ised-isde.canada.ca/site/canada-anti-spam-legislation/n A major problem with Internet law is jurisdiction. If something occurs in cyberspace, people wonder what jurisdiction it will be processed through in the courts. It could be the jurisdiction where the offense occurred, where the plaintiff lives, where the defendant lives, or where the ISP is located. There is no clear answer yet. Local police departments now have computer crime or internet crime units. As a website owner, put a note into your rules, regulations, and business contracts that for anyone who does business with you, all disputes will be settled in the jurisdiction where the website is based, either through a local, state or federal court or through some other dispute resolution process. Put an icon on your website titled Terms and Conditions which lists all your rules and regulations. If you don't establish the ground rules for legal action involving your business, somebody else will do it, and if they decide to prosecute you from a court far away from where you live, that's tough. You have to go or lose by default. Internet laws are different depending on the jurisdiction, county, state, or federal, so check all venues if proceeding with an Internet law case. In general, if it's a law in the real world, it's a law on the Internet. You can't slander people, defame them, steal copyrighted work, commit fraud, or commit other illegal acts. Unless it's encrypted, don't assume anything sent over the Internet is protected by privacy laws. Assume you have no legal or real privacy anywhere on the Internet. The First Amendment right to free speech applies to the Internet except for things that are illegal anyway, like using copyrighted material, making libelous statements, invading other people's privacy, obscene pornography, or child pornography. As far as advertising or critique goes, focus on promoting your own products while not saying anything about anyone else's products. Even if what you say is true and you have proof, they can still sue you, and at the least it will cost you money and time in court if you win. Don't badmouth other people. They might sue you civilly or charge you with slander. Criminals are using the Internet to commit crimes, so be wary at all times. Beware of false information on the Internet, even in areas like cyber law. Even if international laws are supposedly applicable on the Internet, chances are that many aren't enforced. If it's illegal to sell in the real world, don't sell it on the Internet. Gaming is currently legal if it's legitimate, not meant to defraud as many phony international lotteries do. Just like in real life, check out all companies you deal with in a significant way who do business on the Internet to determine for yourself if they're legitimate. There are fraudulent companies all the way from insurance vendors masquerading as legitimate companies to fly-by-night retailers who will take your money and not send you any product. There are a few con artists on the auction websites too. Some thieves copy a legitimate retail website and sell product through it fraudulently under a different domain name for several months, then skip with the money, never sending any product. Copyright laws apply on the internet. You can't use another person's work and claim it as part of your own creative works. An electronic signature to make something legally binding can be as simple as clicking an I agree button. You can patent certain processes of doing things that you might create on the internet. Protect your domain name by getting it trademarked. E-commerce data collectors are now required by law to disclose what they intend to do with a person's personal information if he or she gives it. For instance, if there's a contest where you win something by filling out a questionnaire, the people who run the website have an obligation to tell you if they will use the information for marketing purposes. Check ftc.gov. Internet service providers/ISPs are limited in legal responsibility over what their clients do. Read the agreement over carefully before you sign on to an ISP. If you plan to do questionable things on a website, in order to limit legal liability, put legal notices up in plain sight, like if your site is pornographic, state at the beginning that it contains sexually explicit images and no one under 18 is allowed to view it. The buying and selling of chemicals, firearms, fireworks, etc. are subject to the normal laws regarding such transactions. If someone is infringing on your privacy or your copyright, the first stage is to send them a cease and desist letter by certified mail stating exactly what laws they're violating. Get a lawyer. An electronic contract, e-contract, such as a retail sales contract, requires that one party clicks an authorization where he or she is absolutely certain of what they're doing. Generally, parents have no legal obligations for what a child might do on the internet, such as release a virus or hack into websites. As far as the unauthorized accessing of computers other than your own, like government, business, financial organization, institutions, or individuals' computers, otherwise known as hacking, it's a federal crime if the entry includes copying or removing information, destroying information, or planting any code or virus. I'm not too clear on the exact law. According to this definition, if you just go in, look around, and leave, you're not breaking a law, but I think that simply by going in, you're copying because you have to download files into your computer, so they got you there if they want. In the law, they say if you go in and the only fraud you commit is use of the computer itself, the value of which is under $5,000 in any 1 year, no crime has been committed, but you are liable for civil damages for whatever you do. The maximum sentence for computer fraud is currently 10 years per charge. Selling computer passwords with intent to defraud is a crime. If you run an internet sales business, you don't have to collect state sales tax for purchases by people who live out of the state you're operating from, but you have to collect state sales tax from in-state residents. There is a point of controversy here as to what defines the location of your internet business. If you run your website from one state but your offices and warehouses are located in another, it is still not clear how the state governments define what is an in-state internet business for tax purposes. The general rule of thumb, though not laid in stone, is that the state where your website is run out of, is the state where your business is located. For more information, go to Fraud and Related Activity in Connection with Computers at 18 U.S.C. 1030 and Electronic Privacy Communication Act of 1986, 18 U.S.C. 2701 atlaw.cornell.edu/us code. Books about computer law are at number 343.71-73 or KE452 and KF390.5 at the library. Books about digital intellectual property are at number 346.048 or KI401. Chapter 2. A Computer Law Website Guide. Internet Business Law Websites. mn.gov/deed/business/help/SBAO, the Minnesota Small Business Assistance Office and their partner merchant-gould.com have free business publications on their websites, like a legal guide to the Internet, which covers the legal aspects of running an Internet business. ACLU.org, Civil Liberties Union. Affiliates.com, the United States Country Code.us. CarU.org, Advertising to Children. Copyright.gov. EFF.org, Electronic Frontiers Foundation. Epic.org, Electronic Privacy Information Center. FTC.gov, the Federal Trade Commission. iana.org/cctld/cctld-whois.htm, a current list of country code domains and links to their registries. iana.org/gtld/gtld.htm, a list of registry operators for top-level domains. icanen.org/registrars/accredited-list.html, links to websites of each individual registrar. irs.gov, the Internal Revenue Service. networksolutions.com/whois, if no record is found for a domain name in this database, then it is available to be registered. nic.us/policies/docs/usdrp.pdf, the ICANN Uniform Domain Name Resolution Policy. sec.gov, the Electronic Data Gathering Analysis and Retrieval System, EDGAR, is a system that makes available information on class action securities and fraud litigation. Transactions Act. UCITA.com, Opposition to UCITA. UCITAonline.com, the Uniform Computer Information. USPTA.gov, the Patent and Trademark Office. Computer Law Websites. CLA.org, Computer Law Association. ComputerLegalExperts.com, legal experts willing to testify in court. ComputerWorld.com. queenfo.cornell.edu/cpl, Computer Policy and Law. eComputerlaw.com. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/software_freedom_law_center. itechlaw.org. jmls.edu/jsil/index.html, Journal of Computer and Information Law, John Marshall School of Law. priweb.com/internetlawlib/95.htm, Computers and the Law, Internet Law Library. smu.edu/csr, Computer Law Review and Technology Journal. softwarefreedom.org, the Software Freedom Law Center provides legal representation and other law-related services to protect and advance free and open-source software. A list of Internet law websites at blog.feedspot.com/internet_law_blogs. amplegal/blog. berryzookman.com/computer-internet-law-updates. blog.cybersecuritylaw.us. blog.ericgoldman.org. blog.galcanlaw.com/weeblaw-scout-blog. blog.internetcases.com. blog.mudlawoffices.com. blog.zwilgen.com. brettwilson.co.uk/blog/category/media-law. croweldatalaw.com. cyberlaw.stanford.edu/blog. cyberlawbooks.wordpress.com. cyberlawmonitor.com. cyberillegal.com. cybertelecom.blogspot.com. databreachninja.com. dnattorney.com/dnattorney-blog. domaininsight.com. hinchnewman.com/internet-law-blog. huntonprivacyblog.com. ilccyberreport.wordpress.com. internetandtechnologylaw.com. internetlawyers-blog.com. internetsussex.blogspot.com. journlaw.com. kellywarnerlaw.com/blog. legaltxts.com. likelihoodofconfusion.com. michaelgeist.ca/blog. nelson.law/Florida cybercrime attorney. newmedialaw.proskauer.com. ofdigitolinterest.com. privacylaw.proskauer.com. ridethelightning.senseant.com. securityprivacyandthelaw.com. shantuma.com. shearsocialmedia.com. sociallyhourblog.com. socialmedialawbulletin.com. sonalegal.com/category/internet-law. technology-blog.co.uk/social-media. theinternetlawgroup.com/blog. thompsoncoburn.com/insights/blogs/internet-law-twists-turns. Trademark and copyright lawblog.com. trademarknow.com/blog. tradesecretslaw.com. lawyerjaff.com. Chapter 3. Computer laws in some subfields. Cyber activism to stop government control. There are forces that want to control the internet for their own reasons, mainly to collect information people to send them targeted ads. To manipulate people, a certain company lost an antitrust lawsuit because they control the search engine market, so they bias results to their political affiliations. Governments want to collect internet taxes. Businesses want to get views on their internet presence to the point where I personally minimize my internet usage. I use many ad blockers, spam filters, etc. cpsr.org/cpsr/nii/cyber-rights cyber-rights. dfn.org, Digital Freedom Network, DFN, promotes the use of the Internet for human rights. urbsoc.org/guides/cyberspace/elecdem.html, electronic democracy groups. efc.ca, Electronic Frontier Canada. efi.ie, Electronic Frontier Ireland. Censorship websites from www.archive.org/web/2007205712/http/www.criminology.fsu.edu/p/cjlobscenity.php. fileroom.aaup.uic.edu/fileroom/documents/homepage.html, the file room. Database of censorship attempts. tcom.ohio.edu/ou_language/project-censorship.html, project censorship. sau.edu/cwis/internet/wild/hot/hotindex.htm, number sign media, internet and censorship issues. oneworld.org/index_oc, index on censorship. clarescorner.com/censorship, the censorship pages. booksatos.com/banned.htm, booksatos banned books and censorship. ccpj.ca/publications/internet/index.html, Canadian Committee to Protect Journalists' Censorship and the Internet Report. fala.org, First Amendment Lawyers Association. tjcenter.org, Thomas Jefferson Center for the Protection of Free Expression. firstamendment.org, Take the First Amendment Pledge. fac.org, Freedom Forum First Amendment Center. lexonline.com/newslet.htm, the Internet Law Handbook Newsletter. lib.siu.edu/cni/toc.html, Freedom of the Press. pfaw.org, People for the American Way. playboy.com/forum/english/index.html, the Playboy Forum. dfn.org/index-up.html, the Digital Freedom Network. cdt.org, Center for Democracy and Technology. EFF.org, Electronic Frontier Foundation. zdnet.com. epic.org, Electronic Privacy Information Center. 2020.tech.com/maildrop/privacy.html, the privacy pages. cato.org. bell.com, Telecommunications Act. zdnet.com. journal.law.edu/techlaw/1/sobel.html, Constitutionality of the Communications Decency Act. aclu.org. Constitutional websites from web.archive.org/web/2007205712/http://www.criminology.fsu.edu/p/cjlobscenity.php. Wired.com. aclu.org. Peacefire.org, Peacefire. ematech.com/netwatchers/front.hdm, netwatchers cyberzine. dtinfo1.dti.gov.uk/safety-net/r3.hdm, safety-net for child pornography and illegal material. filteringfacts.org, filtering facts. Internet filtering software in libraries. Surveillance law websites. ncsl.org/programs/lis/cip/surveillance.hdm, electronic surveillance laws. askcelia.net/standards.html, lawfully authorized electronic surveillance standards. Technology law websites. Technology law deals mostly with intellectual property and patents. gigalaw.com, cyberlaw. techlawjournal.com. bc.edu/bc_org/avp/law/st_org/iptf, Intellectual Property and Technology Forum, Boston College of Law. bitlaw.com/index.html. law.richmond.edu/jolt/index.asp, Richmond Journal of Law and Technology. cdt.org, Center for Democracy and Technology. columbia.edu/cu/stlr, Columbia Science and Technology Law Review. compelaw.com. digitalcommons.law.uga.edu. digitaltimes.com/consumer/law.html. publicknowledge.org, fighting for your digital rights in Washington. gdnlaw.com. gigalaw.com. gizmodo.com/tag/lawsuit. grove.ufl.edu/techlaw/links, technical and IP law journals directory. jolt.law.harvard.edu, Harvard Journal of Law and Technology. kusterlaw.com, Kuster Law, the technology law resource. law.berkeley.edu/journals/btlj, Berkeley Technology Law Journal. law.com. law.duke.edu/journals/dltr, Duke Law and Technology Review. lawtechnologynews.com. linksnlaw.com, search engine and linking issues. millbank.com/library. oup.co.uk/jnls/list/intech, International Journal of Law and Information Technology. out-law.com, IT and e-commerce legal advice and support. stonyfield.com. techweb.com. theiplogblog.com. wiredlaw.com. voton.liu.edu/docs/dbl/arinlaw, artificial intelligence and law.